Welcome to this edition of the Native News Update on this Wednesday, August 11th. I'm your host for today's program, Paul Demain. Many of the stories right here can also be found at our website at IndianCountryTV.com. So here are the news stories for the day from the Associated Press and other Native news sources. The FBI is looking for a man accused of committing a violent crime on the Wind River Indian Reservation. The FBI issued an alert this week asking for help finding 24-year-old Ethan Wade Sorrell. He also goes by the name of Nathan Sorrell and is believed to be traveling in Wyoming or in and around Denver, Colorado. The FBI says Sorrell assaulted a federal officer on the reservation. He's 5'7", weighs 230 pounds, and has short black hair and brown eyes. Glendale, Arizona is still not welcoming an Indian casino. The city is preparing to mount a legal challenge to a federal decision to turn land near the Cardinals Stadium into the state's largest tribally run casino. Glendale leaders have quietly opposed the Tohono Nation Casino because of the cost of providing water and sewer services and a lack of control over sovereign tribal land that was part of the city's planning area. A major hurdle was cleared in July when the U.S. Department of Interior approved the tribe's application to take 54 of the 134 acres it owns into reservation trust status. Glendale expects to file the challenge after the Interior Department's notice of intent to take the land into the reservation trust status system, when that is posted. The Reverend David Bailey has been ordained as Bishop of the Navajo Land Episcopalian Church at Kirkland, New Mexico. Bailey's ordination ceremony this last weekend drew both from Episcopalian and Navajo traditions. Navajo Land missions have had interim bishops since the year 2005 death of Stephen Plummer, the Episcopal Church's first Navajo priest and first Navajo bishop of Navajo Land. Bailey was an administrative assistant to Plummer and helped draft the area's mission's economic development plan and mission statement. He became a priest in 1980. He was the rector of St. Stephen's Episcopal Church in Phoenix and headed Native American ministries in the Diocese of Arizona. The assistant administrator for the Episcopalian Church of Navajo Land, Cornelia Eaton, says Navajo Land prides itself by being an Episcopal church like no other. He fought tropical disease and deadly snakes, was held captive at one point, and collapsed just short of his goal. Still, Ed Stafford ended the 2.5-year journey August 9th as he planned, leaping into the sea as the first man known to walk the length of the Amazon River. It is not the quest of an eco-warrior, Stafford is quick to point out, though he hopes the feat will raise awareness of the Amazon and the complex forces that are leading to its destruction. Rather, it was the personal challenge for a man who left the military to be a stockbroker and became bored with finance. Stafford, on April 2nd, 2008, on the southern coast of Peru, started his walk. Stafford saw vast swaths of demolished jungle on the journey, deepening his understanding of the Amazon, its role in protecting the globe against climate change, and the complex forces behind its destruction. After they were welcome in one Indian community in September of 2008, the leaders offered to radio ahead to the next village for permission for Stafford and his helper Sanchez Rivera to walk through their territory. The response came back crystal clear. If a gringo walks into their community, they will kill him, Stafford wrote at his blog at the time. He decided on an alternative route, but still found himself in the territory of Indians who remained distrustful of outsiders after suffering extreme violence under Peru's Shining Path terrorist movement. They grabbed him and Sanchez Rivera and presented them to the village leaders. After being dressed down and having their possessions thoroughly picked over, only a machete was eventually confiscated. The pair's repeated explanations of the purpose of their expedition won over the Indians. They were allowed to walk on the land, but only if they hired guards from that particular tribe. A New Mexico woman vying to become the next president of the Navajo Nation has chosen her running mate. Earl Tully of Blue Gap, Arizona will join Linda Lovejoy as she campaigns to become the first woman to lead the country's largest American Indian reservation. Lovejoy made the announcement this week in St. Michael's, Arizona. She says she picked Tully because he would represent something new and fresh to the Navajo Nation tribal government. Lulu Hall of Claremore, Oklahoma, celebrated her birthday a little bit earlier this year. Hall, who turns 106 next month, was surprised recently with a visit from her family and from some Cherokee Nation officials who showed up to honor her and celebrate her life. Hall is the oldest known living citizen of the tribe and an original enrollee listed on the Dawes final rolls, a census of the Cherokee Nation taken before Oklahoma statehood. Cherokee Nation Principal Chief Chad Smith, Cherokee Nation Deputy Principal Chief Joe Grayson Jr., and Kara Cohen Watts, Tribal Council member, presented Hall with a special commemorative blanket decorated with a picture of Sequoia and characters from the Cherokee language syllabary he invented. Born in 1904 in Indian Territory near present-day Mayes County, Lulu Hall grew up speaking Cherokee, her parents' first language. Lulu loves music, and one of her lifelong dreams was to visit Graceland, the home of Elvis Presley in Memphis, Tennessee. She has made the trip there 3 times since her 90th birthday. And tomorrow we hope to corner Alaska Public Radio News Director Lori Townsend for a discussion about the passing of former Alaska Senator Ted Stevens, a powerhouse in Alaska politics for over 30 years. We want to hear about some of his contributions to Native issues and how tribal representatives remember him. And that is the latest roundup of news from Indian Country on this edition of the Native News Update. We want to thank you all for joining with us and come back again soon. Miigwech.